Hello and welcome back to Exposing Human Trafficking. First of all, we'd like to thank all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, and commenting on our video. The reason we've decided to do this video is because this is probably the only way to get the public aware to the crises that's going on, to the hidden crimes that have been committed by people who have been protected because of fame, fortune, and privilege. Recently, there have been attempts at sabotaging our endeavors. However, the girl that reported this case to us had already informed us on the tactics that they employ. One of the tactics is they turn on your Wi-Fi or your Bluetooth remotely in attempts to connect to your phone so that they can install some kind of malware or some hacking. Second thing that they do, which they did attempt with us and did do, is they cut off your communications so that you cannot receive or make phone calls. However, we were warned of these tactics. We went to our carrier and the issue has been resolved. The reason why we're sharing this with you is should something like this happen to your electronics, now you know what it is, and now you know how to get it remedied. We've taken a stance on exposing these disgusting, despicable, detestable creatures out there that prey on the unsuspecting and on children. For we found some child porn, and it was handed over to the FBI. However, the FBI says that they're not going to investigate anything related to Satanists. Isn't that a bit bizarre? I really don't think that freedom of religion allows for the torturing of victims that are unwilling to be a part of this. And it should not protect those involved in human trafficking. There are also methods of gang stalking employed, and I do chuckle because this is something that they also did to the girl, and she told us about. And there's a very simple remedy for it. Turn on your camera. Start filming or taking photographs of them. They don't like that. And they'll be gone very quickly. Don't hesitate on calling the law either, for they will patrol the area. Now I'd like to give the updated list. There are more people that have been revealed to us that are involved in this Our Lady of Ender Coven out of Chatsworth, California. First of all, we've got Brad Pitt, who is HIV positive. We also have George Bermudez Jr., known as Jersey George. He sold hot dogs outside of bars in Chatsworth and Los Angeles. We have Tom Hickey, who was his roommate in Chatsworth, was known as the serial rapist of Chatsworth, but was protected by law enforcement. There's JR, the former owner of JR Saloon in Chatsworth. There's Stacy, the barmaid, who has joined forces with them. Then there's George Bermudez Sr., who was an elementary school teacher with the bilingual program with the Board of Education in New York City, out of Brooklyn. He molested a lot of his students during lunchtime. all under the guise of playing witch. That's WITCH. They believe that sexual abuse to children will turn them into witches. This is the mentality and the stupidity of this group. We also have Ellen DeGeneres, Julia Roberts, Adam Sandler, Jennifer Lopez, George Clooney, Robert Redford, Oprah Winfrey, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Epstein, Prince Andrew, David Bowie, and because of California law, we are able to reveal this name of this person who was a minor. He was 15 years old, visiting and underneath the statue, it says that anyone over 14 that is involved in a rape may be charged as an adult. It's no other than Alex Jones from InfoWars. That's why you see him talking about the Satanist, but he doesn't reveal who they are. So we ask you to please do not be afraid. Come forward. Make your channels. Get the information out. Because this is how they do it. Now there are some unknowns, and we're going to name them. Got them out of the Taos area. We have Rick, who is a bouncer at the Alley Cantina. He allowed the group to be in there. The girl was singing, and he allowed other people to also be preyed upon. For other people were also roofied and taken out and raped. There's Hillary Thebans, who is a Silver Sneakers instructor. Silver Sneakers is kind of like aerobics for senior citizens, usually involved with some kind of Medicare supplement insurance. She teaches at one of the gyms in El Prado, New Mexico. There's Erwin Froschel, who was working at Domino's Pizza. Another one is one of Brad's makeup artists and one of his bodyguards. He and his bodyguard were friends from college, and the makeup artist is friends with him from Chatsworth. 30 years ago. Brad made a movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We've made a channel about Once Upon a Time in Chatsworth. Brad keeps referring to 30 years ago. And we're exposing what happened 30 years ago. So please, do not be afraid of these people. It's the darkness that lets them creep around and harm others. Another thing that the girl shared with us is check your vehicle. One of her doctors had his lug nuts loosened up in an attempt to have him have a crash. They also tamper with brakes so that it looks like you had an accident. So have those things always checked. Lock your doors. Practice situational awareness. And remember stranger danger. For these Satanists are very charming, well-dressed, well-spoken, very friendly, to put you at ease. There's another set of people. Damien and Mo Otto. They are a married couple. And they are driving around a Class A RV throughout the country. They were there and they approached the girl out in Taos. According to Brad, since she did not like Satanists and feared them, he was going to have all of his Satanist friends introduce themselves to her. So that she would not be afraid. He wanted her to join the coven. She's not that kind of girl. So she came to us. Thank you again for your time. Please like, share, and comment.